Hey, it's Riaz here. First, I want to thank everyone for the condolences on my dad's passing away. It's been a challenging couple of weeks, certainly, and the entire year with a slew of deaths in the family. But I think what's helped us to stay strong and helped me to stay strong is by recognizing and understanding what kind of the underlying message or lesson that you can take away from all of the hardships that you face in life. And so I wanted to kind of focus on something today, which is a couple things. The first is we're not invincible, right? Life is a finite period of time. And I think, when we're young, we are kind of full of energy and we feel like we're invincible. And I think it's positive to have kind of that mentality because the last thing we want to do is settle, right? Because then when you kind of realize your own mortality and realize that there's an end date, an expiration date on this whole life that we're living, sometimes that could be a bit like discouraging. That it's like, why am I doing the things that I do? Like, what am I building towards? So I'm really kind of focused on the story of life, the story of your life, the story of my life, and what does that journey look like? I think so often we're focused on, getting to the destination. And in the course of getting to the destination, we miss out on celebrating the journey and feeling the experiences, whether they're positive or negative. So my lesson today really is around soaking in the experience that life is, embracing it for all it is, because there is an end date, unfortunately. And I think the sooner we can realize that, the faster we can get towards embracing the journey, enjoying the journey, being excited about it, carving our story, realizing that who cares about the perception that someone may be judging us on X, Y, or Z. Let's just live our lives unapologetically and have fun and do good work and make people laugh and have good times all together. So that's kind of the feeling that I have right now. I have hundreds of videos at this point. I'm sure if you've seen any of my videos, there's, hundreds on YouTube and Facebook and all that stuff, kind of talking about lessons and life lessons and things like that. And recently someone was saying about my dad that he documented everything. He had thousands of pictures of us growing up, videos. If you search online, you may find some videos of me as a baby out there on my dad's YouTube channel, etc. So there's a history and a legacy of technology in the family, media in the family, and documenting media and experiences. And so I'm really starting to appreciate that, whereas younger I'd be like, get the camera out of my face, So I did, in the interest of documenting, I've been going through my dad's stuff and have found some of his diaries and things like that. And he had one quote. This is not his quote, but it's a quote that he had written in a book. And it says, "Minds are like parachutes. They only function when open." And that really stuck with me because even I like to think of myself as pretty open-minded, but it made me reflect on the fact that, sometimes we are in a narrow kind of scope, and when we're narrow and we're not paying attention to the world around us, we can get caught up in our own thoughts and our own issues and troubles, and it can manifest and boil over, and it becomes like the center of everything. And I think, sometimes when we recognize that the world is vast and that we're kind of a speck of dust in the grand scheme of things, it really is very humbling, and it allows me to kind of open my parachute and be open-minded and embrace the journey that is life unapologetically. And, a few years ago, I was kind of shy about, I'm not really shy, and I'm confident, but kind of a bit timid about putting myself and my goals and vision out there, right? And increasingly, I'm getting more and more confident because I realize that there is an expiration date to this whole thing, and I don't want anyone to look back and feel like Riaz Sidi missed out on the opportunity to kind of share what he has to offer with the world. So about you, what do you have to offer to the world, and what are you holding back? Because we want to embrace you and your talents and your thoughts and what you have to share and your legacy, right? One of the last things I said to my dad before he passed away was that I'm gonna carry your legacy. You know, people are going to know your name. The world's going to know your name, right? And I think it's it's a bit daunting to say that in front of you, a few thousand people that might watch this, but I think it's something to strive for, and I think it's exciting. And, you know, we're on the precipice of something really amazing with our company, and I just want to embrace it and keep creating content, keep educating, entertaining, enlightening, having fun with you, laughing, making people smile. You know, if you've ever experienced a smile as a result of any of these videos, then my job's complete as far as I'm concerned. So keep tuning in. I'm going to be putting out a lot more content to honor my dad and those that have left us so that we can keep documenting, the legacy can live, and you can, you know, go back and think and be able to kind of capture any of my thoughts and dig deep on any of my ideas or you know, kooky ideas in the future. So live on it unapologetically. Embrace this journey. Don't worry about the last page of the book, right? Sometimes when we start reading a book, we'll go to the last page and be like, oh, it's 300 pages. I don't know about that. Well, are you going to do that about life? Are you going to be like, oh, well, I'm going to die eventually, so you're not going to live? Well, you can't live without death. So live unapologetically, embrace the journey, enjoy that journey, be open-minded, document, have a legacy. I know I've said a lot of things to unpack in this video, but I think the main message and lesson here is to keep that parachute open, to keep that mind open, to enjoy the journey that is life. And when those that leave us, you know, grieve, process, which I'm still doing, but recognize that life is too short. Life is way too short to be upset for too long. Go out there and embrace the journey that is life, unapologetically live. And I anticipate you'll be seeing a lot more, even more content from me talking about just how to do that.